Hi again, kindergartners. I have another book that I think that you might enjoy today. It's called 3 Hens and a Peacock. The author is Lester Lamanek. He wrote the words, and the illustrator is Henry Cole. 3 Hens and a Peacock. Things were quiet on the Tuckers' farm. The cows chewed their cud. The hens clucked and pecked and laid their eggs. The old hound stretched out on the porch, watching and listening. Once in a while, someone would stop by to buy tomatoes or corn, perhaps a quart of milk. Nothing unusual happened there until that peacock showed up. The cows and the hen and the old hound kept on doing what they'd always been doing, but that peacock had never lived on a farm before. He had no idea what to do. So he spread his fancy feathers and set to shrieking. Eventually, the peacock wandered down to the road. When cars whizzed by, he shook his feathers and he cried out with his loudest voice. Of course, folks stopped for a closer look. Day after day, more folks stopped to admire the peacock, and they all bought tomatoes and corn, eggs, milks. Business on the Tuckers' farm was booming. Everyone seemed happy to have visitors stopping by. But trouble was brewing in the hen house. These hens were squawking and clucking and flapping their wings. "We do all the work around here. I'd like to see that peacock lay one single egg." "Exactly. He just struts around screaming. I suppose fancy feathers are more important than laying eggs." "That lazy peacock gets all the attention and we do all the work." "Oh no, I think he can hear them." The peacock heard every word. For days he moped about, moaning and groaning. "Oh, I wish I could be more useful around here." "Huh!" clucked one hen. The others just ruffled their feathers. The old hound stretched and slowly raised his head. "Why not let Peacock stay here to be useful, while you hens take the glamorous job down by the road?" Oh, what do you think about that idea? Switching jobs. The 3 hens began clucking to one another. "What a wonderful plan!" "Oh, yes, it's a fabulous idea. Oh, ladies, we simply must fancy our feathers up tonight, and nothing but our brightest beads, bangles, and bows. We'll stop traffic for sure. Why, you girls know I can strut with the best of them." The peacock also perked up. "Let's do it," he declared. "Tomorrow I stay here and I sit on a nest and cluck. We'll get all gussied up and go down to the road. We'll be so glamorous." At sunrise the next morning, the hen strutted down the road. The peacock marched right to the hen house and poked his head inside. How do you think this is gonna go? Let's see. The hens flocked by the road waiting for a car. When they saw one approaching, they clucked and squawked and flapped their wings in a flurry of feathers. But every car whizzed on by. The peacock sucked in his tummy and he wiggled from left to right, trying to squeeze through that tiny hen house door. His front half was in, his back half was out. So far, not so good. Down by the road, those hens tried every chicken trick they knew. No cars stopped. Finally, the peacock made it into the hen house. He held his breath and he pushed with all his might. But no matter how hard he tried, he could not lay one single egg. Not one. The old hound stretched out on the porch, watching and listening. "What's that peacock doing down at the hen house?" asked Farmer Tucker. "Who knows?" said Mrs. Tucker. "And now that those hens what are they doing down by the road? Not one of them is up here laying an egg." "Well, the way things are going, we aren't likely to have anyone buying eggs today," said Farmer Tucker. "We need that peacock down there stopping cars." Oh, look at Peacock. Why do you think he's happy now? When the peacock heard that, he smiled the biggest smile that you ever saw on a bird's beak. "I am helping," he thought. He squirmed back and forth until he popped out of the cramped hen house, and then he trotted off to find those hens. The exhausted hens were all clucked out. Every feather was out of place. What a day! We couldn't get one car to stop. It's true. Why, most of them didn't even slow down. The peacock met the hens as they trudged up the road. "Oh, I can tell you, I'm no good at laying eggs. I'm just not meant for it." One head nodded. "Oh, I put on my stellar strut and I couldn't even stop one single car. I have to hand it to you. Fancy Feathers, whew, your work is harder than it looks." The other hens agreed. But Peacock, he looked relieved. So the hens marched back to the hen house. The peacock strutted back down the road. The old hound stretched out on the porch, watching and listening. And things were quiet again on Tucker's farm. What do you think that is? I wonder what's going to happen next. I hope you enjoyed that story. Bye.